Now let us discuss about system calls in operating system. We know that operating system provides some services. In order to use the services of an operating system, we will use system calls. We know that operating system is an interface between user and computer hardware, whereas system call is an interface between user and operating system. If a program is developed by the user, then the corresponding program is called as application program. So in application program, we will use system calls in order to access the services of the operating system. So here system call is a part of operating system. System calls will be written at the time of designing the operating system. So let's see the definition here. System call is a programming interface to the services provided by the operating system. So in order to use the services of the operating system, we will use system calls in application program. System calls are written in high-level languages like C and C++. We know that most of the most of the operating system are written with the help of C and C++. Here the system calls are part of the operating system. So we can say that system calls are also written with the help of C and C++. Why? Because they are part of operating system. Here mostly system calls can be accessed by a programs via the application programming interface API rather than direct system call. So this point is very important point. There is no need to call the system call directly. Instead of that, we will use API, application programming interface. What is API? API is a collection of library functions. So if we call that function, then automatically the corresponding system call will be executed. Who will develop the API? That API is developed by corresponding programming language manufacturer. If you take C, C was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Likewise, C++ was developed by Beezer Stroustrup. So they will design the APIs. Each programming language has its own API. Let's take the example of C language. In C language we use a scanf function. Now scanf function has a system call. Scanf function was developed by Dennis Ritchie. Whereas let us assume that scanf function system call is write. That write system call was designed by that operating system manufacturer. So whenever we call the scanf function, then automatically the write system call will be executed by the operating system. So that is the point here. There is no need to call the system call directly. It will be called whenever we use API. Here mainly we have three APIs. The first one is for Windows, the API is Win32. Whereas for Java, the API is Java Virtual Machine, that is JVM. Whereas for POSIX based systems, POSIX based system means Linux, Unix and Apple Mac. So for these systems, the API is POSIX API. Now let's take the example of copying the data from one file to another file. So we have two files. The first one is source file. Second one is destination file. Here our aim is we have to copy the content of source file into destination file. So for that we require so many system calls. The first system call is we have to read that input file name, input file, source file. That is we require read system call. And the second second step is we have to read output file. So we need second step also, we need read system call. Third step is read the data from first file and write the data into the destination file. So read the data from the source file and write data into the destination file as long as the first file contains data. So whenever that first file reaches end of the data, then quit the process. So in this way we can copy the data from one file to another file with the help of various system calls. Now let's take an example of standard API. Here we are writing API for read function. API means application programming interface. It is a collection of functions. Let us take the example of read function. Read function is available in unistd.h. Hash include unistd, unistd.h header file. Now let us see the prototype for the read function. Name of the function is read and the return value is size underscore t. Size underscore t means it is an integer value. Read function returns an integer value. Next, it accepts totally 3 parameters. The first parameter is file descriptor, which is integer value. The second parameter is void star buffer. So it specifies that buffer. So what is the use of the read function? We have to read data from the file. So we need to store that data into a buffer. So for that purpose we are using this buffer. Comma size underscore t. This is nothing but integer value. So how many bytes we are reading from the file, and we need to store the data in this buffer. So this count specifies number of bytes or characters to be read from the file and stored in this buf variable. Okay, so this is nothing but API for the read function. So with the help of the read function we can read data from the file. Okay, now let us see about system call implementation. So how we are going to implement system call? So here we have two types of modes. So this mode is user mode, whereas this mode is kernel mode. So initially assumes that CPU is executing user program. So we know that CPU executes user program in user mode and assumes that CPU reads open function. CPU reads open function. So this open function is a library function, that is API function. So whenever open function is called, then what will happen is CPU control will be shifted to the kernel mode. Why? Because whenever open function is executed, then for the open function we will have some system call. So CPU has to execute that system call. The system calls will be executed in kernel mode. So CPU control will be shifted to the kernel mode. Here kernel will maintains a table. The table will contains system call numbers. Let us assume that we have 100 system calls. 100 system calls. Now this kernel contains all the 100 numbers. Let us assume that this open function system call number is I. So I specifies open function system call number. So this I will gives that open function system call. So now CPU starts executing open function system call. So that is the statement, open function implementation of the open function system call. So here the point is there is no need to call the system call directly. Here we have to call the library function. So whenever we call the library function, then kernel maps that library function into the system call and the corresponding system call will be executed. For that kernel will maintain a table. This table will contains all the system call numbers. So for the open function call, let us assume that I is the system call. So let I is that system call number. So now it will be executed. Open function system call will be executed. Now let us see about, this is about how a system call is implemented. Now let us see about system call parameter passing. We know that a function may contain some parameters. So in that occasion, how system call will be executed? So if the function has some parameters, then those parameters will be stored in a register. So here we have a register. In the register, the corresponding parameters will be stored. So here this is nothing but user program. This is nothing but operating system. So here X specifies the parameter of the system call. Parameter of the system call. So now what will happen? That parameter address, that parameter will be stored onto the register. So load this address X. So we have to store this address of this variable on a register. We know about load instruction. Load that address into the register. That is the meaning. So this X will be stored in a register. So now register contains X. So let us assume that this function system call number is 13. Every system call will have a number. So that number will be available in the kernel. So let us assume that now we want to execute system call 13. So now what will happen? Now CPU control will be shifted to the operating system mode, kernel mode. Why? Because now CPU has to execute the system call. So at this location, what will happen? It loads, CPU uses this parameter X from the register, and with the help of that parameter, that corresponding system call will be executed. So uses the parameter from this register X, and it executes the code for the system call 13. So here we have two modes, user mode and kernel mode. The corresponding system call will be executed in the kernel mode. Okay, so this is about what is a system call and a standard API for the read function, and what are the various system calls that we use for copying the data from one file to another file, and system call implementation and system call parameter passing.